today's changing global environment, food insecurity has remained a major challenge in the eradication of poverty among poor societies around the world. Uganda, located in Eastern Africa, is no exception to this global challenge. About 80% of Uganda's population relies heavily on subsistence agriculture for their livelihoods. However, in the recent past, crop yields have been declining due to poor soils, pests, diseases and poor farm management practices. In fulfilling its objective of empowering rural Ugandan communities to enhance agriculture productivity, Center for Integrated Development, CIDev, a non-governmental organization, is implementing a food security project in Kayunga district.
The project builds on the threat of food security arising from reducing banana yields per unit area as a result of poor soil fertility, banana pests and disease, lack of opportunities to engage in marketable enterprises, like because they didn't produce enough matoke, so they couldn't come out in competition with other people who are producing much, and for the lack of capital and adequate skills to undertake them. So because they had that problem of the disease on ground, so they were producing little matoke, little banana which was coming out, so they couldn't compete with other farmers on market, like maybe introducing that collective marketing, they couldn't bring that component out. So we went there to address such issues, and we did it through training them in sustainable agriculture, like agroforestry, like training them how to make composite, such kind of training, so that they could get the skills, and even we supplied them with better suckers than the ones they had.
This project that started in 2005 is a concerted effort between Center for Integrated Development, the District Production Extension Department and the farming communities in two sub-counties of Busana and Wabwoko in Kayunga district. This project addresses the threat to food security arising from reducing banana yields per unit area as a result of declining soil fertility, banana pests and diseases, lack of opportunities to engage in marketable enterprises.
The project has three main components. The first component is on food security, whereby these farmers are trained in banana agronomy, pests and diseases, and also address the soil component of sustainable production of bananas. And after which, we support them with the clean planting material to kickstart the activity of establishment of individual banana gardens. So when we kickstart them with individual with individual suckers to establish their individual gardens, then they establish individual gardens which are enlarged season after season. Then the second component is on income and nutrition.
CIDev set up a field office in Kayunga district to provide farmers with a closer interaction with CIDev technical staff and ensure better and prompt delivery of technical support.
We have established a team of 22 community agriculture advisors. These are community members who are comprehensively trained in knowledge, skills in sustainable production of bananas and sustainable soil management. So these are resident community members who give fellow community members advice on how to manage their banana fields, on how to manage their livestock, on how to do it in a sustainable way.
Through the support of McKnight Foundation, Center for Integrated Development has been able to reach out to 500 households, that is, 350 of whom are poor women-headed households. These poor farmers have been provided with new skills of managing their soils for increased fertility. They have been provided with information and inputs to deal with the problem of banana wilt and income-generating activities. These women are some of the beneficiaries of the training.
Batujja wala nnyo aba CIDev kuba twali bubi toke tubisimba mu nnimiro bwe tuba tusanze mu mmwanyi ne batukwatako batuyambye nnyo nnyini ddala era obulamu bwaffe gye baabujja wali wala naye kati wetutuuse tulabawo batuyigiriza simayo ebitooke ne tubisima bulungi ne tuba tubisomesa nakavundira ne tumukola ne batuwa ensigo y'ebitooke ne tubisimba era kati wetutuuse tukungula bulungi nnyo akasente ntukafuna nemmere ebeza abaana baffe ne tuba ntukolaki tugifuna.
During the period of 2007 to 2010, CIDev added an extra 2 new parishes of Nampanyi in Busana and Chitatia in Wabuko sub-counties to further promote improved practices of banana production and livestock rearing among poor households.
Atulagiriranga bwotema ekinnya, oluvannyuma lw'okutema ekinnya n'oleeta obusa n'oteekamu n'otabula n'ettaka n'osima ensikusa y'ekitooke n'ogitemako bulungi yonna. Kati bw'omala ogitemako bulungi n'ogisalako bulungi n'ogisalako bw'oti n'ogisimba. Kati oluvannyuma lw'okugisimba n'okisa mu ttaka. Kati tugenze okulaba ennima eyo nga nnima nnungi nnyo era etuzizzaamu amaanyi naddala nze ku lwange kubanga naddala emmere nali sikyalina matooke. Obutooke bwe twalimanga wali mu mwanyi bwali bukoze eki bwali buweddeyo nga tukyalina na mmere gye tulya, naye kati nsobola okulyako ku mmere nimbaako ninje nkola kini gye ntunda olw'ennima eyo ennungi.
In order to improve the income of the communities in Kayunga district, all the 500 households in the project were mobilized to form groups as a channel for learning from each other and for ease of provision of services. Through these groups, the farmers were provided with livestock as a means to increase on their incomes and livelihoods.
Twali tulunda embizi eŋŋanda naye ekitongole kya CIDev bwe kyajja ne kitusomesa naffe nange nembeera nga ngenda ku misomo. Emisomo gyali mirungi nnyo, kwe kujoyininga ekibiina ekyo ekya CIDev. CIDev nekitusomesa okulunda embizi enzungu ne batugamba embizi zikula nnyo ate ziba za lulyo ate za bbeeyi. Kale ekitongole kya CIDev ne kitugabira embizi ne tufuna buli omu embizi 2 ennume n'enkazi. Bwe baatuwa embizi ezo twakagirundira mwaka gumu, naye mu bbanga ery'omwaka ogumu enzaalidde obwana 7. Obwana bwa mulembe nnyo era nsuubidde okugitunda ku bbeeyi ya $5,000 ng'obubizi obwo obwana bwako bya mwezi 2.
Twali tulunda mbizi ŋŋanda ezitasobola okola ki kutuleetera kasente kubanga mbizi emu ogirunda emyaka 3 tonaafunamu wadde bwana 10. Naye CIDev lwe yajja yasobola okutwalako omukyala ku misomo, kale nali sibirimu, naye olwalaba nga kituufu kintu kigenda mu maaso kirungi kiteredde, ndaba nga emisomo omukyala naba nga avaayo n'ansika nagamba mwami tukole ebintu nga gundi negundi ne tudda mu bulunda era mbizi twakagirundira mwaka gumu. Negamba tugende mu maaso na project nitubanga tusomesa okwo omwana obaana bali bagoba buli lutadde naye nitubanga kati twavaayo tetulina buzibu nebikwata ne sente kuba kati tuyingiza almost at least buli lunaku.
This mother, who was supported with 2 pigs, has been able to pay school fees for her children and improve on her household income.
Nze mu kulunda nfunyeemu ebintu bingi kale nsomesezaamu abaana.
CIDev also supported farmers with hybrid goats.
Okusooka kwa byonna ffe emabega eri twali tulunda embuzi naye nga tulunda embuzi zaffe eŋŋanda. Naye kati we twogerera CIDev yamala okututendeka tulunda embuzi zino enzungu eŋŋanda tugenda tuzivaako naye nga tulina ensonga ezitujja ku mbuzi eŋŋanda. Ekisooka okukula kwazo kuzibu nnyo, ekyokubiri zigula bbeeyi ya wansi nnyo, kati nga ffe abalunzi tuba tetufunamu. We neebaliza CIDev nti yatuteeka mu mulimu guno netutendeka kubanga nze waawo nenyumiriza muyinza okulaba embuzi zino nga nnyingi naye nti tebampa zino nga muziraba, bampa embuzi emu n'ennume emu, naye endala zino zonna zemugenda mulaba nange ngenda angula n'okuzaaza nti ate senga mbadde sizitundako mwali badde mutuukaano ne mulanga n'embuzi tezikyasoboka. Kati neebaza nnyo ne sekwebaza ekitongole ekyo kya Center for Integrated olw'omulimu omulungi bwe guti. Ate era nkakasa nti si kunze nzekka ne bammemba abalala mujja kulaba ekifaananyi kye batandise okufuna nti embuzi omuntu bwatuuka wano ewange naye ayagala addeyo ewuwe akole ekifaananyi ekifaananira ddala bwe kiti. Era wano mbutufu enkubiriza abantu bonna mbutufu abataagala kubeera nga bajjumbira emisomo babeere nti bavaayo nabo babeere nti basobola okuba nga batuuka mu bulamu obw'okwesiima. Nti mbadde naakamala okutundako embuzi eziweza miliyoni ng'emu n'ekitundu era mwalibadde muzisanga nnyingi n'endala entototo kati ekyokugeza nja kubalagako ng'ebyana nti ekyo kiri mu renji ya mitwalo 10 n'okugenda waggulu.
Mpaji, through the training he received from CIDev, has the skills and knowledge to facilitate the mating of his local breeds of goats with an improved male breed.
Ongera okwebaza ekitongole kya CIDev nti kyatufunira ennume. Embuzi ennume eyo gye mulaba nayo ekoze omulimu mulungi nnyo nti ng'oggyeko okubeera nti wano ewange wokka nti oba weeri oba weesaavinga nti bannange bonna abatwetoolodde wano baleeta embuzi zaabwe ennume ne ziwakira wano ne basobola okufuna ku breed enzungu nga namwe mukitunudde omusaayi omulungi nti n'ennume eyo ekoze omulimu munene nnyo ate kisooka nti tulinawo ne ka percentage akatonotono kubanga nayo obuzibu bwayo nti engeri gyekoma okukola ennyo n'okulabirira kwayo okubeera kwa njawulo naye etuyamba nnyo ddala nga kati eri gye mulaba South Africa ennume eyo nnungi mpozi n'eno gye mulaba n'ento nayo mubende nayo nnungi zikola omulimu wano ogulabika nti gukyusa embuzi zaffe nga ne bwoba oleesa embuzi zaffe kubanga omuntu ayinza okuba nga tasobola kutuuka ku level ya kugula mbuzi eno ento emitwalo 10 naye ng'ate alina embuzi y'eŋŋanda ennungi nti bw'agireeta ku nnume eyo n'egiwakisa afuna kagamba percentage wao tetuuka kweno gye mutunula gye mulaba bulungi wano naye abeera at least ku percentage y'enkaaga-5 kitegeeza nti ng'embuzi eweddamu okuwaka eseseetuka n'egenda ku percentage y'ekinaana-5.
This mother was also supported with a goat which has now produced 2 kids. She intends to sell the young goats at an appropriate age and earn income to meet her household needs. CIDev also trained farmers to set up vegetable gardens in order for them to improve on their nutrition and sell the excess for income. Muzaichi Wanuka is one of the farmers who put this training into practice.
CIDev bwemala okutukunga abalimi 100 gye gimu ku misomo gye yagenda etuyigiriza nti omuntu omutuufu ng'ali mu maka ge ateeka okuba n'enva endiirwa okusobola okuyamba ki obulamu naye ng'egyo emisomo gyonna CIDev yenna nnyini gituyigiriza awamu ennima y'omulembe n'omuntu okulabika nti alina enva ebimukolako mu maka ge.
The project implementation has not been smooth all the way. There are challenges that CIDev has had to deal with.
There was a challenge of negative attitude, the attitude of men to women, especially when it comes to addressing issues like major issues in our home. And the men usually had that negative attitude towards women, that they couldn't make decisions, they couldn't come out with anything good for this project. But through the trainings we've made, the gender trainings, we've been able to bring out harmony. There is balance now in the homes, so we've been able to address that issue of the negative attitude, that now the husbands have a different view on their wives. Another challenge was on the literacy levels. When we went into the area, most of the people, the community members didn't have the skills and the knowledge, and they were basically illiterate. But we've been mindful to address that through trainings and technical advice which they're getting from their CA and even from the district. We had a challenge of the banana wilt. It's still a problem which is continuing to affect some of the bananas in the area. But we have a task force in place and we're being helped by the district officials to address such issue, and with time we know it will be reduced to a certain level.
We are having some challenges. Of course, one of the biggest challenges that we face is sustainability of programs. The NGO comes, it works with the farmers, develops their capacity well, they give them all the skills they require, but translating these skills into real practical work on the ground forever becomes a challenge. But the task we have as the district local leaders is to try and constantly support these farmers such that they don't leave skills to go. That's the biggest challenge. Adoption is the biggest challenge. The other challenge is, of course, limited funding. And CIDev, probably if they had much funding, they could be able to roll out to all the other sub-counties because they're equally in need. But because of limited funding, I think we cannot scale over to so many farmers, even in the sub-counties where they are working. But all the same, we are grateful for the support.
The local authorities are optimistic about the future since together in partnership with CIDev, they are now taking steps to address the challenge. Although timely information on market prices is not easily got by the farmers and the markets for their products are far away from them, CIDev set up 2 market information centers for farmers to access vital information about market prices and market opportunities.
These market information centers are manned by community members who put up information on marketing on a weekly basis so that people can come and check on and monitor the trend. How has the banana market been changing or prices from week 1 in January to week 1 in February? So they keep on following so that they can know the market price of the bananas, they can know the market prices of the goats, they can know the market prices of maize, and so on.
Through CIDev's intervention, farmers have started up a village savings and lending association, VSLA, for enterprise expansion. This intervention aims at enabling farmers realize needed capital to increase their production.
In Kayunga, we still need credit scheme, at least at a low interest rate, if it can be available, leave alone having them at the banks, but could be extended at the village and parish level.
CIDev teyakomao nitulaba bone bagenda maaso kutusomesa savings and credit era netuingira netuforminga village bank era kati twewola ate tuwola kale migaso mingi kale CIDev yakwa.
Because of the effectiveness of the Magnite Foundation project on ground in Busana and Wawoko, the community members having enough to eat and being able to sell the rest, they have managed to have some saving aside, and through that they've been able to come up with the village saving bank. Village saving bank, that is a VSLA association, and in that formation they get money and they lend out to group members without an interest. And for sure, these people who have really formed out this, especially in Nampanyi, they even managed to get some money from the district. We know that these people belong in such groups, and these people in Kayunga district, the Magnite Foundation ground, their lives will never be the same.
CIDev has proactively thought through its strategies for sustaining the activities it initiated in the community. In this regard, a total of 42 community agricultural advisors were trained and they now provide technical support to their fellow farmers. Management structures have also been put in place at group and sub-county levels for follow-up and continuity of project activities even after CIDev has exited.
Over 500 farmers have been able now to establish individual banana gardens following modern banana agronomy management practices with an average of 100 plants. So that means that in the next 1.5 years, 2 years, these people will be able to hit the target, that is 450 plants that we expect them to have in an acre, to see that the problem of food insecurity is totally kicked out in Kayunga district and livelihood is improved in Kayunga district. So we are in a long process of establishing an umbrella body in the form of a collective marketing association.
CIDev looks forward to the future with a lot of optimism in order to meet its mission and continue its positive contribution to improved livelihoods of poor and vulnerable communities living in rural areas.
We are grateful to the Magnite Foundation for their continued support, which has enabled CIDev to carry out its work successfully.
Center for Integrated Development is grateful to the farmers who realize the efforts of CIDev's work and take it seriously to improve their own living conditions. Magnite for the great continued support over the years, and Kayunga District for the political and technical support to the work of CIDev.
Kati nfunamu amatooke enkota nga 10 nzitunda ezisigadde kubanga nina abantu bangi ne tuzirya.
Kati wenjogerera nkungula amatooke gange agawererako ddala, era mu kungula okwo nasobola n'okutandikawo okutereka ku ssente ezo z'enkungula. Kati nsobola okutereka olutereka emitwalo 2-3, kati ku akawunti yange kuwererako ddala akasente akawera.
Memba n'aweebwa embizi 2 nze bwe nafuna ezange nazirabirira bulungi, era bwe beeyongera okuzaala nasobola okutunda ku baana abo nenfuna ssente mpozi ezanyamba okuba nga mpeerera ku baana nemba nga neyongera mu maaso. Omwaka ogwaddako nengenda mu maaso nentunda embizi ezo kwaliko enkulu nenzitunda nenfuna emitwalo gyange 2, nengenda nengulako ekyalaani. Mu butuufu kati nina ekyalaani kyenkolerako naye nga kyava mu mbizi ezo.